babe.
Hello.
Since the camera's so far away, make sure you talk really loudly.
I know.
We're going to be yelling at you today.
Well,
It's going to be fun, though. We're going to have a good time. So, you guys, I think it's 10, is it 10:30? It's 10:30. So, you guys, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to Coffee with Christa. We are, of course, here hanging out at Chardonnay's Brew Lane. You guys have got to see this. I'm going to really try not to spill this. I think I'm going to fail. You have to see this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I know it's Coffee with Christa, but today it's Huckleberry Hot Chocolate with Christa because it's Idaho and Huckleberry. It's really good. So, good morning. Of course, you guys are tuning in. This is Coffee with Christa, hanging out at our sponsor Chardonnay's Brew Lane. Come on down, tell her I sent you. One of my favorite places in beautiful downtown Meridian, right here on Progress Avenue, rather. And as always, I absolutely love being able to introduce you to people that I think that you need to know. So whether you are looking for inspiration or information or something in between, I do my very best to bring it to you every single week, and today is no exception. I am beyond honored. I had the pleasure of meeting Jessica Tookey, who is an amazing, I'm going to say this right, a ambidexterous simultaneous artist. Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Close enough?
Yeah, it does. There's really no word for it.
Because you're unique.
I can work with both hands at the same time.
If you guys have not had the opportunity, you need to follow her on Facebook and watch. She does lives, and you watch her do her artwork. It's mesmerizing. It is absolutely mesmerizing. And Jessica and I met, I hadn't been in town too long. I think we've known each other about 3 years, and we would pop into each other's circles occasionally. We both attended, actually I think we really got to meet at Natasha Hazlett's Unstoppable Influence. Yeah. She did her, was it her branded?
Yes.
I think it was the branded workshop, so we sat together. It was really fun. You and me and Lori Dotson.
Yes.
Hung out together. And I've just been captivated with her art. I have a kiddo that's an artist. My youngest, Samantha, she just had her artwork. She's on display at Freak Alley.
Very cool.
Yeah, she wants to meet you. And Jessica, one of the things that I love about you, that I've always admired about you, is the fact that you are probably the most real person on social media. So, I'm just thrilled that you're here today. So tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So happy to be here. Thank you. I always knew, like, for as long as I can remember, that I was going to be an artist. It was something that was just a part of who I was, and it allowed me escape. It allowed me expression. All the beautiful things that art can do for you. But it wasn't until after my daughter graduated, that's her in the drawing back there, that I was like, well, now what do I do with myself? And decided to start showing my artwork. My husband really was like, yeah, you should go show it. You should be selling your work. And so he really encouraged me to do that. And so 2014, I did the first exhibit with portraits like that one. There were 5 girls that I had selected because they had been bullied. And it was I called it What is Beauty? Ooh. And so each one had a little something, and my whole story was beauty is beyond just the surface. I mean, these girls are absolutely beautiful, but because of things that people say to us throughout our lives, we don't see it in ourselves anymore. And so we start to really build walls even from ourselves, so we can't even see our own truth in our own self.
Now, is one of those paintings that, when you and I were chatting the other day at Marie's event, is one of those gals, is that painting of yours that I absolutely love, the redhead that's tattooed?
No, she wasn't part of that.
Oh, she wasn't?
Oh, but
stunning.
She was one that I did just to do a watercolor portrait.
Oh wow,
so.
It's amazing.
I don't do watercolors very often, usually pastels and acrylics. But yeah, and so while I was working on those 5 portraits, I had the thought that I had to include people who had been lost to suicide. And at that point, I hadn't met anyone yet who had either lost someone or knew of someone who lost someone. And so I just started talking to people and saying, I really feel like I have to do this. And so it turned into my Words Matter exhibit, which is a suicide awareness exhibit, and a little over half of the portraits are people who have been lost to suicide, and then the rest are people who are still here, still fighting, are my warriors. So it's close to my heart because it's something I've always struggled with. Suicide always seemed, death was always an option to me. Like every time something hit me hard, last year was a really rough year, and it's continuing into this year, but it was really difficult to stay until I found my truth. So when I started the Words Matter, it felt like I'm finally here. I'm finally doing what I was created for. This is it. I feel great. And then last year happens, and I'm hit with a 2x4 on the side of the head. And I hit rock bottom. And I've been in counseling. I saw the psychiatrist, got meds. I mean, everything possible. Did energy work, energy healing, emotion coding. I mean, you name it, I've done it, just to keep myself here and get myself healthy. And through all of that, then I was finally able to realign myself and get back in touch with my truth and with Source, God, whatever it is that people want to call that higher power. And so this past weekend something happened again, and this time I only had a very brief moment where I was like, oh, it'd be so easy to just go, I'll just do this and I'll be done. But it was just brief, and my anger initially was directed at where it was supposed to be directed and not inward.
Oh my gosh. And, you know, one of the things, and I mentioned earlier when we very first got started, was the fact that Jessica she is just honestly one of the most real, transparent, honest people who shows up on Facebook. And Facebook it's Facebook. I mean, you've got, you know, the vacations and the this and all the, you know, life is great and life is wonderful, and, you know, a lot of it's just, it's crap. I mean, it really is. It's crap. And so to be able to have somebody be willing, which and we've had conversations about this. This is a big deal for her to do this. She is not, you're not one of those people who just is comfortable going, hey, take a peek under the kimono and see all the ugly stuff. But I absolutely love that you became brave enough to do that. And it's, I have a kiddo that struggled in that same area, and my entire family. I shouldn't say entire family, but it's my family. There's a lot of mental health issues. Myself, I deal with a lot of mental health struggles, and I love that you are engaging people in the conversation. I'm so frustrated with the stigma that's attached to mental health, and people don't want to say, hey, you know, pick me. I've got some stuff going on, and you do it in a way that is very real, very raw, and it's just genuine. I'm serious, guys. Go follow her on Facebook. You've probably got well over 5,000 friends. Not yet. Oh, you haven't had 5,000? No. Go follow her on Facebook. Seriously.
I have a whole bunch of friend requests that I haven't accepted, so if I went through and did all those, I might be. But yeah, it's been. I've always just said whatever came to mind, and so it's harder for me to like pull back and not share things. And from what I have shared, I know that there are people in my family that are like, oh, it's too much. But then there are people who send me messages that are like, thank you for that post. I couldn't put it into words how I was feeling, and now I can show my family your words because that's how I feel.
That's a huge impact.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so I say to everybody else, too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad, so sad. Show up, be you, be real.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about, because you're taking a really fun direction. Tell me a little bit more about that, because I really, because I'm kind of in that same boat, you know, it's
right.
with your warrior project and the exhibits and all of these things and everywhere that you're showing up here locally. It's like, oh wow, she just really has kind of bust forth, and this is what's happening, and this is so awesome. And then it's like, oh no, she's going bigger. She's doing different things. So tell us about what else is on this.
So I have a few things that are in the works right now. I'm going to start doing some private lessons and small group lessons just in my studio, and those will start just as soon as I start getting students and get myself organized enough to do it. But then I also have this thing that I'm starting at a healing center downtown Boise.
Nice.
And it's my class is going to be called Soulscapes. And what I do is lead people through a very short meditation to take them to their inner scapes, to a place that they feel safe and really experience that space, and then bring them out of the meditation, and then they paint it. And
love that.
I did a test run with Megan Bryant at New Beginnings Adoption
nice.
Agency, and everybody came out of the meditation and started painting, and I was like, oh my gosh, this works.
I love
I had
it.
never led anybody through a meditation before that class.
That's
It's
so cool.
I'm just going for it. I'm just gonna do it.
Awesome. What inspired that? I mean, it's brilliant. What inspired it?
I took a kind of solo spiritual retreat in January, and just totally took myself out of everything, went to a cabin in the woods, and just like spent time in meditation and prayer and just really connecting with the universe and feeling the energies around me and everything. And it was in one of my meditations that it said I will be not only doing the classes but writing a book, which I started.
Awesome.
And it will be it will also have a companion workbook that will have all sorts of activities to help people just work through, because last year I've pulled in so many tools to get myself healthy again that I want people to know what's available to them. And I've been told over and over that I'm a way shower to help people out of the darkness and come back. So,
oh my gosh, that is amazing. So talk to us a little bit about
so this
the art. Talk to us about the art.
This one, I already told you guys about the portrait, but this one and this were part of my automobile exhibit that I did at Meridian City Hall in November. And I had applied to do the show the previous year. So that's how it works. You apply way in advance, you tell them what your idea is, and that's what you're expected to display.
Nice.
Well, then last year happens, and I'm like, I can't paint chrome. It's clean. There's nothing clean and neat and nice in my life right now. I don't want to do that. And so I kind of played and zoomed in on the automobiles and did a few paintings of automobiles, just parts of them. But originally I had approached Meridian, it was about probably August. So shows in November, hadn't started anything, and I had to fill the whole gallery. In August I say, I just cannot do this. Can I do something else? Can I do mental health paintings? They're much more abstract. I should send them an example, and they said, oh, we were really looking forward to seeing automobiles. So I said, well, can I do some of my photography as well? Because then I can still fill the
Nice.
gallery and I'll be okay. Then, middle of the night, I get this idea. So I have,
Cool.
the name of the exhibit was Reflections and What's Under the Hood. So, because it's what's under our hood that's most important. And so I transferred my photo onto a metal hood that my dad and I built together. And then underneath I had the mental health piece. So in these I hid words all over. This one's called Never Alone, and it was really whatever words came to me as I was painting it. And then the night before, I'm up until, I don't know, 5 a.m. still painting. And I start looking at them, I'm like, I didn't put that word in there, how'd that get there?
Oh,
so,
I love it.
So things started showing up that I
Oh, wow.
didn't even know were there, so. And then 2 of the pieces that had the hoods, it was really fun. I ended up doing 13 hooded pieces.
Oh, wow, you knocked them out.
Yeah, I kind of got a little obsessed there in the last few months, but.
Imagine that.
I work well under pressure, apparently. But 2 of them, I put a mirror inside of it. And so I put those 2 in the middle, so they'd already opened a hood or 2 by the time they get to the mirror. And it was really interesting to see people's reactions when they pull that hood up, and people would get startled because they're seeing themselves there. And then I had some like guiding questions to get them to think about what's under their hood. So it was a really fun thing. So my art's like transitioning. I'll still be doing portraits because I get most of my jobs doing portraits for people. But it's really getting much more expressive, and there's some different things that are going to start coming through. I keep being told I have magic that I can put into my art, so.
Ooh. I'm curious.
Yeah, right? Me too.
Yeah, you'll have to keep me hooked in on that.
Yeah.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. So let me ask you this: if you could give advice to, and not even necessarily an artist, but somebody who is in that mental health space of struggle, of pain, of frustration, I've loved seeing the value of art and how that can help. It helped my daughter tremendously. That's how she expresses herself, is through her art, which is amazing. What words of wisdom or what pieces of advice would you give to people who are kind of in that space and how they can start to express, whether it's through whatever type of art or?
I think the biggest thing is release judgment.
Ooh, that was me.
The plate's releasing from the cup.
Yes.
Yeah, just release judgment, because a lot of people are too scared to do anything because they're like, oh, it's not going to turn out good. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's something that needs to be released, and so just let it flow. If it looks like garbage, who cares? You can always paint over it.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
If you're sculpting something, you can, if it's clay, you can smash it back into a ball. If it's marble or something, you can smash it, whatever. It doesn't really matter in the long run. So my biggest thing is just do it. Just go for it. Just let it flow. And if it's not something that you want to show anybody, fine, that's fine. It's just something that needs out.
Yeah, and I love that because it's in my own walk, in my own journey dealing with all of, the ups and downs that come with clinical depression, which suck. One of the things that I really had, for me, that I really had to understand is the struggle to put words to it. Because I am never at a loss for words. But depression hits you in that place, like it's the emotion that comes with it. And it isn't necessarily, some of us are the I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to, wear real pants. I mean, some of us have, that's how depression shows up for them. And then there's some of us who, we show up and we're working and we're out in the world and nobody would believe, if you tell them you're dealing with depression, they're like, but you're not sad. Depression isn't always sad.
Right.
Sometimes depression is detachment. That's how it shows up for me, is I just check out.
Right.
And for me, being able to, I always want to have words for something. Very auditory. I always want to have words for something. And so for me to be able to realize that limbic part of my brain, it's like emotion doesn't always have words.
Yeah.
I love that you are able to show people that there's a way to get it out without necessarily having words.
Yes.
And I have like the whole artistic gene skipped. There's an artsy thing about me. I have no talent. I don't sing, nothing. But artistic can be different for different people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can be painting, it can be clay, it can be song, it can be dance, it can be a multitude of things. Find your thing. Find your thing.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm wanting to say, is find your thing.
Find your thing. And if you're not sure what your thing is, just play. Just start getting different things. Go to different classes. Just play and see. You'll find something that you love, and it will be a good release.
Yeah, and have fun. And I tell my clients all the time, just do it ugly.
Yeah,
Just do it ugly. It just do it, and do it, and take what you like and leave the rest, and then go do it again, and just keep on keeping on until you find that thing that works, that connects, that lets you show up and be you.
Yeah, yeah. And 2016, I started a series I called my Wabi Sabi series, and that's how I discovered I could draw with both hands at the same time. So it started as a daily series. It didn't end, like, by mid-year I was busy with other things and wasn't doing it daily, but I did finally hit 365.
You did
drawings.
lives. I remember your lives because I followed her. She was doing a live every single day. Kudos to you, because I'm getting better at it.
But that term, wabi sabi, it's a Japanese term, and it basically means beauty in the imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
And so I took that term on for this series, and I gave myself an hour time limit because I used to be a perfectionist, and I was like, whatever's done in this hour is done. And then I'd post it on my Instagram and Facebook. And I hated a lot of them. But what it did was allowed me to just release that judgment. It was like, I think this is crap, you love it, but that's just
the way it is. It's okay. So what kind of a response? Because
people loved it.
Your feed was it was crazy, because I was one of the people that was following you and watching it. It was just like, the comment thread was insane. It was amazing.
Yeah, when I do those, I typically get a lot of comments, and people just are mesmerized. I'm even mesmerized when I go back and watch the video when my hands are working really well and just doing their own thing. It's like, how is my brain doing that?
Well, and what I love too is your commentary when you get started. To be able to have you start a live and say, well, I don't really know what's going to happen, so buckle up and let's just see what shows up in my brain today.
Yeah.
And I think it gives so many people permission to just show up and kind of go for the ride.
Yeah.
And I do love that. I really love that piece, because it does. It's you know what, I kind of was wanting to do this one thing, but I'm kind of scared that, hey, you know what, Jessica's showing up and doing it. Let me try to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I absolutely love that. So, and you have your artwork was featured in the utility boxes?
Yes.
So
So I have
like it's state and
state.
state.
It's perfect. An eagle. I have
Yep.
one of my paintings there. I've missed deadlines for doing other traffic boxes in other cities. Meridians might be open right now, so I'll have to check. But yeah, so I have a traffic box there, and then my art's still up at the Boise Tech Mall, Idaho First Bank downtown on 12th in Idaho, and then Max and Tookey Architects has several in there. And then just got into 13th Street Pub, I think it's called, but it's the little restaurant in the airport, right before you go to checkout.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they
Oh,
told
that's
me
cool.
they told me I can use that as my gallery space, and whatever I want to put in, I can. And yeah,
Awesome. Oh my
So-
gosh, that's really cool. I know the first time. Hey, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
It's a grotto day here. Hi guys. The first time I saw your artwork, which was that one picture that I just, because it
Yeah.
looks so much like a friend of mine, it's just mesmerizing, was the Tech Mall.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time, and I got to see all of your artwork, and it became an instant fan.
Thank you. That was my launch year. Tech Mall was kind of my launch.
Nice.
Yeah, 2015. So.
Fantastic. So share with us really quickly. I mean, you've got the art classes that are coming up. You're going to be doing a group, and you're also going to be doing. And actually, I'm going to pull this in a little bit just so you can hear us better. That's nice and shaky, isn't that just great? Okay, there we go. That way you guys can hear us a little bit better because it's getting busy in here because it's Chardonnays and people want to hang out here. So anyway, so you have the art classes coming up. You've got private classes. You've got group classes. When are those? When are those launching? Because I know people are going to want to take advantage of those.
I'm planning on launching them by the end of May.
Oh,
I'll be
so
out
soon.
of town. Yeah, I'm leaving town tomorrow, and then I'll be out of town again in May. So I'm trying to get everything up and running by the end of May.
Oh, fantastic. So for those people that are interested in getting more information, how do they get a hold of you?
Go to jessicatookey.com and just get on my mailing list. You can go into the contact and just fill out that form there, and then I'll be sharing out all the plans as soon as I have them set. Like I said, it's
Fantastic.
still forming, still getting everything figured out. And then those Soulscape classes, those will be downtown Boise in the Healing Center. As soon as it opens, they're under construction.
Awesome. So when do they have? When's their estimated
We're
open
hoping
date?
June.
Oh, so
Yeah.
again, coming up. So
Yeah.
you're about to get really busy.
Yes, things are about
I'm so
to
glad
get
I got you in here before.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
she'd be
know.
like, "Sorry, lady, my calendar's full. I can't come be on your little show."
Right?
I love it.
Because I'm going to be very protective of my studio days too. Because I still need that time
You
to
still,
create.
yeah, you need your creation time.
Yeah.
So I hear you.
So.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you so much for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with me today, you guys.
Thank
I am
you.
just so honored. I get a little starstruck around her. So I'm so grateful to have you here today. Again, reach out to her at jessicatookey.com, Tookey, correct? Jessicatookey.com. And actually, you know what? When you have a minute later today, would you go ahead and drop your website in there? So thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys, thank you for tuning in today. Tune in this Thursday because my guest is going to be none other than the amazing Sammy.
Oh, I love
Sammy Tucker! Rescheduled from last week because I got snowed in Wyoming. So reached out to her and she's like, sure babe, whatever. So she and I are going to be via the internet because she's in California. So she's going to be my guest this coming Thursday at 10:30 right here on my business page. Make sure that you like and follow so that you get all of the notifications. And let's see here, anything else? Oh, mark your calendars for May 13th because the next 5-day free challenge kicks off. This time we're going to be talking about self-care.
Oh,
self-care is not selfish. It is a lifestyle, not an activity. So we're going to be diving into that for 5 days. Lots of meat and potatoes and really good information on how you can create your self-care game plan. So for the beautiful Jessica Tookey and Chardonnay, who is not here right now, but that's okay. I am Christa Sutton. Thanks for hanging out with us on Coffee with Christa. And as always, you guys, go be blessed in your success. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.